I'm going to kind of summarize what I was talking about this morning, and then we'll try and get a little bit deeper into what this particular sermon was all about. And also, really, what Paul is talking about here in Colossians. I think this is such a crucial juncture in the letter to Colossians. Namely because this begins, chapter 3 really begins what you can always call the turn, so to speak. Every New Testament epistle that Paul writes, especially Paul writes, because he follows this pattern pretty distinctly, there's always a moment where a turn happens, where Paul goes from declaring to sort of describing. He goes from talking about doctrine, so the doctrine of Christ or the doctrine of the gospel, to talking about, we could call it doxology, how that doctrine informs us in the daily life. So there's this turn that happens. A really good example of this is when you go from Romans 11 to Romans 12. And you have that moment where he says, now we should be transformed, and he goes on, so on and so forth.